I have to apologize. I have to apologize to Tottenham. What they're doing this season is incredible. Apologies. I need to start there. I did not foresee that. But this is the beauty of watching the game of football and not looking at the results. Because if you looked at the results like that and you didn't watch the game, you'd pretty much say induct Dortmund, do not allow them back in this competition and cancel the second leg. There are many ways I want to pick this out because there are many different things that I want to say here. You've got to talk about Lucien Favre and going into a game without a striker. You've got to talk about Pochettino. And I think that we have to end this debate about Heung-min Son. A guy can't keep on coming clutch time and time again and nobody says anything. It's too much. And maybe we have to talk about Vertonghen as well. But I think we'll also talk about Pochettino also. So there are a lot of things to delve in and talk about. So let's just do this sort of in order. And let's just look at that first half. In that first half, you saw why Dortmund have been so hyped. And you saw why they play some of the best football in the world. And that's, for me, I believe that's the team that's played the best football at Dortmund at their best, for me, played the best football amongst any team in the world. That's just my own personal view there. And I just think, in that first half, you saw how amazing they are at moving the ball and their individual ability. You saw what Pulisic was doing. Sancho literally almost made Carlos Sanchez fall flat on his frequent place. But there was a moment where I knew that there was an issue and I knew that Tottenham had a chance to really say something in the game. When Witsel had the ball, so he just had the ball and everything, and he looked up and there was not a single person ahead of him. There was not a single person ahead of him, and he just turned around and then just passed the ball sideways or backwards. Now, I was going to say for Lucien Favre, his hands were tied. Alcacer was injured and Macarus was injured. Then I learned that Maximilian Philipp was available. How do you go into, especially an away game where you need a presence upward and everything, you don't go with a recognized striker? So I just thought that was crazy. But I think Dortmund showed just how good they were in that first half. But again, it's about 90 minutes, not about 45 minutes. So for Tottenham, they suffered a bit in that first half. They found it very hard to get Son into space, and they found it very hard to really create much opportunities. But this is where you earn your bread as a manager. So I think what Pochettino obviously told his Tottenham side is, we're still in this game. And it seems as if we can deal with what these guys throw at us because they don't have a recognized striker. We can deal with what they throw at us. The momentum is going to swing towards us. But once the momentum swings towards us, let's not just wait for the momentum to swing towards us. Let's go ahead and force the issue. And what you saw Vertonghen become a lot more prominent in the game. He was a lot more attacking. He was a lot more offensive. And for me, Vertonghen was that dude of the game. I think he completely just really shone right bright and high. So, you see, and I said this at halftime. Because when we were at the UEFA studio, I said this at halftime. I said, yes, Dortmund are playing well, they look comfortable and so forth. I remember, and I think I said this to Claude and everyone in the studio. One slip, Son can be in and just score. I said it. People can vouch for me who were at the UEFA studio. I said that, yes, Dortmund look comfortable, but still, they can't be sleeping. And if they slip up, lose concentration, Tottenham get a ball in, Son will be in and he'll score. Vertonghen, beautiful cross, Son, right place, right time, another finish. And again, how many times does Son have to come clutch? How many times does he have to come big in a big game? I've already said he can no longer be called underrated. That tag is gone now. we now have to look at him as, my gosh, this guy is actually a very good player. This guy is 100% a bona fide tier 2 player. And we have to go further and say, my gosh, how good is this guy really? How effective is this guy really? How many times does this guy have to keep on scoring? And that's the key thing. I don't care about how many goals you score. That doesn't mean anything to me. It is when you score the goals. Do you score the opening goal in a game in which your team isn't playing well? Do you score the winning goal? Do you score a goal against the run of play? Those are the times in which you're a real dude. If you score the second or third goal in a 5-6-0 thrashing, I don't give a damn. I need winners. I need opening goals against the run of play. And this Son guy does this stuff consistently. Because again, that thing was like great play from Vertonghen. But still, Son had his movements, placement, anticipation, and execution and finish was on point. And again, you're looking at that second G again, and I think when that first goal went in, I knew that Dortmund were in real trouble because I knew that, okay, these guys they're going to now play with even much more impetus. But the issue was, okay, fair enough, Dortmund, you're going to attack, but my lord, without a recognized striker and none of your midfielders who are very talented have the same kind of attacking mindset that his son has, you're going to run into issues. So again, for Dortmund, I was like, yeah, it's all good. But in that final third, where is the front man? Where is the guy making the run in behind? And even when they were around the area, too many passes. Somebody take the ball, make a shot. But even beyond that, having a presence in the box is so useful and so essential. And I think that is what Dortmund were missing. So I've got to say, Favre, man, you're broke of the game. But again, Vertonghen pretty much sealed the deal that he was the best and most effective player on the pitch by getting the G. Against right place, right time, another cross into the box, something that Tottenham do very well. A lot of goals that they score, and I think a lot of goals that Pochettino works on, are those direct early crosses, those crosses from deep and those finishes. They just do this stuff really well. And boom, 2-0 down. Again, I thought Dortmund maybe could still get back to the game because with 2-0, 2-1, you still have a very good game, especially going back into Dortmund. Llorente. He's still a brick. He's still a brick. But even if he's still a brick, you can still recognize when a brick has shone. Sometimes a brick can show shades of gold. And Llorente's goal, for me, has pretty much sealed Tottenham's path into the quarter final. For me, that was the killer goal. 2-0, anything can happen, especially Dortmund feeling confidence at home, anything can happen. A third goal, I think it's all over. Because I think Tottenham can score there. So if Tottenham score there, now Dortmund have to now score 5. I don't see this Tottenham side considered 5 Gs, So that's, again, key goal. And I think Llorente, again, I have criticisms about his play, criticisms of his immobility. That's a big G. That is a humongous G. That is just such a titanic, huge G that you just can't deny it. You cannot deny that G. So, big terms. Let's look at this in big terms. You can't, because again, this was the argument I was having with guys in the studio, because people will look at this and be like, oh my gosh, the Premier League is better than the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga ain't that great. This just showed, my gosh, the third best team in Tottenham beating the best team in Bundesliga 3-0. Premier League is better than the Bundesliga. That's a stupid, foolish way of viewing things. It's about matchups. If you told me that Dortmund wouldn't have Royce, wouldn't have Alcacer, and they wouldn't play with a recognized striker against what is a very good defensive team away from home, then I really know that that's a bad matchup. This was a bad matchup for Dortmund with the kind of injuries that they had. And that Tottenham, being the more experienced side, always had the edge. For me, I just felt that, my gosh, you'd at least have a striker. At least you'd have someone of a striker. Without a striker, Dortmund were pretty much tongue-tied in an attacking sense. So it looked all pretty and was really good build-up play, very great interplay, one touch and everything. But without that attacking instinct of a dude like his son, it was always going to be tough. So we can't read into this and say, the thing is better than the Bundesliga. Football is about matchups. You can't look at this particular match but now make a grand, huge, overarching statement. Because again, if Bayern Munich were to play Tottenham, Bayern would probably win. And Bayern are 5 points behind Dortmund. But if Bayern were to play Tottenham, even away from home, maybe they'd win because of how Bayern play. And they do have a flipping recognized striker. And they are sort of better and much cleverer defensively. That may be a game in which Bayern would be far more suited. So it's all about matchups. It's all about matchups. But I have to apologize. I have to apologize to Tottenham. What they're doing this season is incredible. It makes no sense. Like, logically, it makes no sense because you've not bought a single player in a year. No new people coming in and you're playing this role. But then someone said this to me. I don't know. It was I can't remember who it was. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise in them not buying a new player, because without having a new player coming, everybody knows everybody. The chemistry is stronger. The bond is stronger. And a new player coming in may offset or sort of unbalance the kind of understanding that they have. So it's sort of living with a family or a group that you know. If someone new comes in, you're like, oh, okay, that new guy maybe is friends with this guy, and maybe that new guy coming in will now sort of affect the relationships that you've already built with certain members of your camp for the year. But if you've now, for like 2 years, it's the same exact people that you know, your bond grows stronger, your togetherness grows stronger, your understanding grows stronger. And what you're just seeing is a greater understanding. And there is a winning mentality that this team has. And like, I mean, Tottenham, anything can happen. Look, was it 0-3-0-4? AC Milan 4-0. I think they won 4-0 or 4-1, and Homeboys won 5-0. Oh no, sorry. AC Milan won the first leg 5-1 against Deportivo. Deportivo won the second leg, I believe, 4-0 or 5-0. So crazy turnarounds have happened, and of course, one of the most famous of all time, PSG 4-0, Bayern Munich 5-1 in the second leg. So, and Dortmund are amazing at their stadium. If any team can score 5 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals, it's Dortmund. But the issue for that is that I believe Tottenham will score goals. And I feel that as much as Dortmund attack, Tottenham can counter them and can seal the deal with 1 or 2 goals that will just end the tie. So for me, I do believe that it is already a sealed deal that Tottenham are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That is boom. That I mean, 5 points, even if they're not going to win the Premier League, but still 5 points behind the league leaders. Quarterfinals of the Champions League. No new guys coming in. Working with a depleted squad. Harry Kane injured, Dele Alli injured, and so forth. That is what you call amazing coaching. Truly amazing coaching. And I think for Pochettino and everything, in his mind, he's got to say to himself, look, man, we have to try and... we've got to try and get a trophy here. We can't keep on patting ourselves on the back by saying, oh, well done, good to you, or overachieving. We've got to try and get that. But yeah, look, shocking results. I didn't see Dortmund getting lubricated like so. But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. And you just have to say congrats to Tottenham just being extremely efficient in our second half. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot patron page. Peace. Head over to the official site at halffootballhot.com or just click over here.